Welcome back to some mediocre StarCraft 2. Today, I have for you one of the most middling Masters players in all of North America. Someone a lot of you have been looking forward to seeing lately for reasons that are unbeknownst to myself or to him. It is me, Winter, playing a game and doing this whole voiceover thing. Because usually when you play StarCraft, you make excuses not to do commentary, like the game is hard, or you have to play fast, or some other bullshit like that. So, like and subscribe while I manage to talk over what weird noises I make during the game, during this relatively short, but I think somewhat exciting Protoss versus Terran match. I'll be honest, I've been looking for ways to kind of upload something a little more than just your somewhat generic professional cast. Because, I mean, let's be honest here. Cyril, Beyond, Clem, Zest, they're pretty good. But what you see is what you're going to get. These guys, they're solid. Listen. They're not going to make big mistakes. They're, well, Zest, that might be part of the plan. What people really want to see is not Bronze League heroes either. Not only because so few people are actually truly bronze, but more Bronze League heroes are coming, okay. I'm using this opportunity to do an entire meta commentary on the channel and the content and all that, because why not? We got the time. While this guy plays, I can talk. That's called multitasking. Or parallel timelines, or something. I don't know.
Amazing.
I don't know. Thank you for the commentary, me. With beautiful fashion sense, yes. I gotta say.
The Robo was
big fan of the Zerg Rush on the shirt rather than in the base. I believe that is. People. I don't know if that's still in the Carbot store. Anyways, I got a little sidetracked. I have been looking for more ways to put up some me playing content. I do like playing games, believe it or not. I think as a matter of percentile, I'm probably better at talking about them. But why not have the best of both worlds? So let me actually talk about the game a little bit. Instead of just doing a meta commentary over something that is vaguely me playing, I'm doing it again. Oh my god. Anyways, so Protoss versus Terran on Beckett Industries. You're up close and personal. You get lucky. You get into the base with the shade. Remember, mediocre players here. And you see 3 Rexes. What do? You slap down a Robo Bay because you opened Robo because you know your limits. Why do you open Robo? Because you don't trust yourself microing an Oracle or Blink Stalkers. Let's be honest. Both of those take some... I'm just not confident with it. I think the Robo is the most stable way, especially against players looking to kind of grab something of a cheap win with the 3 Rex. It is very lucky to see the 3 Rex here. So I'm already working off a pretty solid position. Setting up a pylon for later on, any sort of counterattack is going to be good. So the summary here is, if he's going 3 Rex, he's that committed. He's got an engineering bay. He's got 3 Rexes already. There's not going to be Medivacs, though he may now wait until Medivacs because he knows he's been scouted. So chrono boosting out a Colossus, even 1 Colossus here can easily help defend. I'll be honest, looking at it again, I think I kind of forgot I was dealing with a 3 Rex and instead kind of fell back to how I would defend against mine somewhat. Like you see the spotter pylons and all that. I'm still acknowledging that it could be a big bio push, but I'm kind of forgetting that it's not going to be mines. For once, it's not going to be a mine drop, at least not yet. The Adepts are set up as a counterattack. In order to, if the Terran stims in, the Adepts go in. Anything you can get to Terran for a Terran player to look the other way is going to be a good thing. Anything you can do to slow the push down, anything you can do to buy more time to get more Colossi out. So, what do I have now? I have seen most of what I need to see to make the decision to take a 3rd. Why? 1, you have vision of everything. 2, the push should have already come out. Since I scouted it, he knew that. And since he knew that I knew, he decided to wait until Medivacs, wait a little bit longer. Maybe if I over-defend, it kind of tilts into the situation where I spent too much time preparing for the first attack that I'm not ready for the second. But I think this is a good balance here of being able to get the Colossi out to deal with the Bio, because he's still going to go Bio. He's a Terran player. He's going to make units that start with M. That's what Terran players do. The question is when he attacks with them. So right now, I'm setting up defenses for eventually drops. It's going to get hectic. This game stressed me out. I mean, it's StarCraft, right? But because you know what's coming, but that's the hard part about playing Protoss. No irony here. I know there are a lot of Terran players watching the channel, like, hard part about playing Protoss. Against a smart Terran player, you have to have all the pieces in the right spot at the same time. You can't just throw units anywhere because the cost efficiency of the Bio Army is insanely high. Unless, I kind of liken Protoss to like building a computer. If you don't have all the pieces, it's not going to work either correctly or at all. Like if you don't have the force fields to drive them back, and only missed one, by the way, 4 out of 5 on those force fields, I'll give myself some credit. And notice where I'm going with the vision, by the way. I'm constantly trying. Zealot gets sent out, probe, observer, etc. I need to know. I need to have a little time to prepare. I gotta boot up my defense to continue with this metaphor in order to deal with potentially the medevacs. Is music really this loud all the time? Oh my god. Well, it's not like I'm saying much, so I do like this. I haven't really done much of this, but you tell me, like, subscribe. It's convenient. Like, the game's not that long. It seems like a lot shorter when you're not actually playing. I'm seeing why people like watching streamers. I'm learning a lot here. I hope you guys are as well, but in the midst of learning, also, as you can see, he removed my vision and then waited like 30 seconds for a drop, so I wasn't actually paying attention. I get lucky, he sends his bio into the Colossi because he was microing in the main, and I already set up the shield battery, but I wasn't ready for the attack at the third. Now, a recall to the third. Did not crush it. That wasn't great. The Colossi end up doing okay, but I do lose both. And this is when you already kind of get an impression of the Terran. This is one of those. Like, there's no such thing as a Terran who hasn't at least moistened their sweatsuit. But you get the impression right now it's going to be one of those guys. Like, dropping more than Skrillex's remix album. And about twice as haphazard. There was a good joke there. I don't know, like, Jimmy, we could edit this. Are those Widow Mines? You know, why do if YouTubers can just edit their content? I know, it sounds crazy. Why are some of their jokes so bad? You can just come up with a better joke. Like my defense against Widow Mines or something. But we do it live, I can't help it. Hopefully you're enjoying. As you can tell, I'm used to live content. So here's the situation. I hit select all, just like my mediocre announcer pack said. Because I had already split my army between the third and the main, which means the Colossi were spread. Usually, depending on what I think the bio threat is, like for every 2 medevacs, they can.
Widow Mines.
Well said. Oh.
Fucking Widow Mines.
Yes, I second that statement. I think we can all get on board with that. Do we put the mature language warning? Explicit content. Fuck it. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh, recurring trauma. That's pretty much what a Widow Mine is. But yeah, so the best way to deal with this, I've found, is if you have energy on the sentries.
Widow Mines, the unit that gets better the less everyone micros.
No one would ever accuse you of microing, nerd. But it is true. This is not how you handle Widow Mines. It is tough. You need to, ideally, just click forward with the Colossi and the Stalkers. And an Observer. Not just box everything, but I did panic select all army a while back, and I haven't yet recovered my, like, splitting the unit. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. I don't know. Could be worse. Widowmine could have lived. Pretty nice force fields. Keeping the Colossi alive is still the priority, because I killed Medivacs, though. When you kill Medivacs, that means he's probably going to have to make more Medivacs, which means the Colossi are still valuable. If he starts making Vikings, though, that's when you start whipping out Disruptors and going into Templar. As obviously... Oh my god. Just control-click the Colossi, bro. What are you doing? There's the hallucinated Phoenix I was talking about. Nope, that's the same mine. You idiot. Oh, wow. Some short-term memory loss there. But right now, my intent and my objective is to build enough of a death ball so I can come across the map and kill him. Because if I can stop his momentum and force him back, like, you don't want to play this composition from the Terran. You don't want to play it on defense. Because you don't want to be backing into your bases where they can use force field and Colossi start burning through your SCVs. He has to play very aggressively because he's essentially relying on M-based units. And with this many M's, like you got M for Marines, Mines, Medivacs, and Marauders, M and M and M, you got one shot to get the damage done. You got one opportunity. And if you don't capture it, well then you're going to get a bunch of Protoss in your base, and that's not good. So that was almost as forced as this Doom drop here. Though, I get caught out of position. Notice what the Stalkers are doing. You don't want to do that. A-click. They need to right-click and then shift-click onto the Liberators. Got a traffic jam into the main. I'm really struggling here. This was a very smart move by him. And by very smart, I mean somewhat desperate, but still a good move because he saw me use the recall not too long ago at the 3rd. Not sure what that Guardian Shield was for. But he saw me use the recall. So that means I didn't have the ability to jump into my main. If he had 2 or 3 Liberators, that could have potentially been a game-ending move. I mean, look at the supply here. But the one good thing for me, the one good thing, he's still making Medivacs, he's still making Marines, Marauders. I'm keeping the Starport. Just, you know that's Keen? Keen, I don't know if he qualified for the GSL as well, but that's from early GSL, that subscriber alert. You can test out the subscriber alerts by subscribing live on my stream most nights at vampire hours. If you're like, Winter, well, I'm on YouTube because I can't watch your stream because you're a degenerate. And I hope you're talking about my schedule rather than my gameplay or my demeanor, but any could potentially be accurate. So at this stage, I see as a 3rd, but I'm not sure if he floated it there. But as I get the Archons, like the 2 flavors, once you can finally combine the flavors, you got to be careful not to combine the flavors and only have like a Colossus and 2 Archons. You still need enough meat in between the splash damage flavors, but Archons, obviously, especially if you make a lot of Zealots, good to mix in. Now, remember these pylons from earlier. That one actually paid off, and I have another spotter pylon down to the south. For things like Liberators, you want to minimize the amount of time you can get caught and lose all your units. Obviously, that can be bad. But now he's on defense. He is now the one who can't make mistakes. And I have the map vision to see that he's kind of stuck in his base. Or at least I'm reasonably sure. You can see that if you look there. You can go back a few seconds. But getting an eye for where Widowmines are, like you can see the indentation on the ground. It is important to at least recognize that if possible, though occasionally I still, as you can tell, get surprised by the mines. So, Zealots into his natural. This means he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I need to defend one more attack. One thing I'm missing here, shield batteries at the natural. He still has a ton of liberators. There are still widow mines. I hate widow mines. Who doesn't? But notice what the zealots are doing. When I see the zealots chasing SCVs into his main, I know there's one job. I need to just not die here. I need to not die because I am winning otherwise. And this is not super fun, but Archon Splash can help a little bit. It's still not great. It still is very not great. Oh, God. The Archons are so thick, they can't really hit. But at some point, the Colossi burn. This was actually really close still. You cannot underestimate. You really got to keep those pieces. I'm glad he found this game hilarious. And that's, I mean, that was the clickbait to upload it with, as you know. So I hope you enjoyed this commentary. I know it was a little run-on, but what would you want from me? Like, I gave you a little bit of everything.
He's
Not
over there
exactly
fucking
intentionally.
breaking both of his wrists. I would have won 10 minutes ago. Not 10, like 7 minutes ago if it wasn't for 4 widow mines hitting me in the face.
I'll let myself take it from here, but like, subscribe. Would you like more analysis, more meta commentary, a little bit of everything?
Jesus
Honestly,
Christ.
Winter, I tuned you out, but now I'm kind of tuning back in at the end, and I was happily surprised by this video, and I'd like to see more videos somewhat along these lines. Maybe not every video, but, you know, some video. So, thank you for watching. I'm sure this guy has something annoying to say to close us out. Thanks for watching.
Do you think
Jimmy,
you'll enjoy
cut it
SC2
off!
or AoE 4? If AoE 4 was just SC2 with swords and like the design of the game, I would probably like it more. Though I do like sci-fi more than like the historical or fantasy setting. But I think the actual gameplay, and for the most part, like SC2 suffers from a lot of the look away for 2 seconds and you've lost everything. Like AoE 4 actually has some of that as well, but because the game is broken, not because like it's poor. Like the design is good, but the details are poor.
Now I